group build. I'm getting ready to do the engines. Now, every reference picture that I have shows that on the flanker, especially, well, all the flankers, is that there's a hodgepodge of metallic colors going on the aft section that actually make up, you know, the engine fairings, the exhaust, and everything else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you what colors I'm going to be using. I'm going to lay down a base of steel, and then my accent colors are going to be copper, bright brass, gold, we have gunmetal, and we also have metallic black. There are a bunch of individual panels back here on the engine that I'm going to mask off once I get the base color down, which is the steel. And this is going to be kind of interesting because I've never gone to this much detail on an engine. So we're kind of going to have to test the waters a little bit and see how I do. You know, I've looked at the markings on this aircraft, and I guess I didn't tell you guys which one I was going to do. If Greg can get me this color in pretty soon, I can do it this one. But if not, that's cool. I'll be doing it this one. I don't know how well you guys can see that. But yeah, it's just an overall light gray color. Light gray and white accents. I don't know. We'll see how it comes out. You know, it's one step at a time. But anyway, I'm going to pause the camera here for a moment, lay down some paint. I spent a couple hours last night cleaning and maintaining my airbrushes. You know, everybody criticizes me. You know, why don't you spend the money and get a decent airbrush? Dude, I spent $5 on this airbrush. I've had it for 6 years, and it has never given me any problems whatsoever. Never. All thing I do is keep it clean, keep it maintained. I use petroleum jelly to do the seals with, to put some on the needle and everything to make sure everything's lubed up. I have never had any issues with it whatsoever. It sprays great. I tell you right now, as a matter of fact, in my drawer, I have, let's see if I can find it real quick. There it is. Oh, that's not it. There it is. This is a $110 Watt airbrush. I've had it 10-15 years. I don't like using it. I don't use it anymore. Don't get me wrong, when I first got it, great airbrush, but you know, this is my, like I said, my Watt Eclipse HP BCS. And when I first bought it, it was expensive. I mean, I had to save up quite a few months just to get this thing, and to be honest with you, I'm more happier with this, my little $10 airbrush, than I am with this. There we go. Sorry, right is left, left is right. Then with this, over $100 airbrush. So it's just common sense for me. This is what I like using. I'm sure people's opinions will vary, but you know, like I said, $10 for an airbrush. You know, I got 2 of these, and I've got parts if anything ever happens to one. So, and needles and everything else. So I'm gonna pause this. Sorry for the little rant there. I'm just, you know, I don't understand why people criticize knockoff airbrushes when, in my opinion, they work. They do what they're supposed to do, and they don't cost an arm and a leg. So anyway, I'm going to pause this. I'm going to put some paint down, and when we come back, I will show you what I've got accomplished thus far. So stay tuned, gang. Alright, welcome back everyone. As you can see, let me get this thing set up. There we go. We got some color on the engines. The darker color you see is every one of the colors that I pulled out and mixed up. The copper band is of course copper. The silver squares are steel. So let me back the camera out just a little bit. As you can see, the bottom has been taken care of as well. Paint's been sealed. I did add the horizontal stabilizers on. So next thing for me to do is to mask everything off. Like I said, the paint's been sealed with a dull coat. So once I get that done, get that masked off, I can actually start adding more pieces onto this thing and getting it to the primer stage. So, oh, and yeah, by the way, I put on the ECM pods on either side. As you can see, they took a lot of putty, but I did find out a little trick. This perfect plastic putty, if you dilute it with water and make it like a paste or a paint, you can actually just brush it into the cracks, and it's a lot easier on cleanup and everything else, and you can get a lot finer control. Anyway, so I'm going to get back on this for a little while, and when we come back, we'll hopefully be ready for the primer stage. So until then, stay tuned, gang.